Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining me this evening. It's a stream that I've wanted to do for a while. I wanted to showcase sharks with lasers. So as you can saw, hopefully in the description and in the thumbnail, this graphic will be provided by Sharks with Lasers. So I didn't want to forget them. Second thing I don't want to forget is I already had a comment pop in, and I wanted to thank Mr. Benedict for his super sticker. I greatly appreciate that. Thank you very much. And I just want to run through and welcome everyone. We have Jack, William, Jeff, who I mentioned, Jerry from 3DHP. Let's see, Dave, Chicago Bob, thanks for making it. Brandon M, Steve Smith, John, Kenny, Kilroy's Odessa Woodworking and Maker Shop, got that. S Free 1965, Ed's here, I Gillette. Let's see, Patty, T-Man. Hopefully I didn't forget anybody. Jay Blake, James Richards. All right. I think I got everybody. Didn't want to miss anyone. Okay. Internet stream's looking okay. And I'm going to run through Lightburn, which is over here on this screen. Just do some quick image adjustments in case you missed the live stream the other night. I'm going to show you how I'm going to line this big coin up. And once I get that in place, I'll start the burn, and then I'm going to let it go. It's going to take a while. It's a big coin. Let's see. Just for comparison. 40 millimeter coin. No glare. There we go. 40 millimeter. 3.5 inch, or about 88 millimeters. So there's the difference in size. Here's the difference in thickness. Block my eyes. There we go. So standard coin, epic coin. So I'm guessing this is going to take several hours to run. So that's why I'm just going to wrap up this beginning and showing you what I'm going to do, start what I plan to do, and then just kind of hang back. I have someone who's hanging out in the studio, in the green room, that is going to join me here shortly. And then what we'll do is kind of do some Q&A and let the coin run. I'm going to leave it on the screen, but we can be here chit-chatting, monitoring the comments. Then after, we start to get tired, I'm just going to let the stream run and kind of pop in and check the comments every once in a while. That's the plan. Unless you guys are chatty, then we'll hang around for a while. But anyway, that's it. In the link in the description down below, you will find the link to this file that I'm going to show you, the image. It is free. It's on my website. It's at lightsource.pro. It's currently password protected, but I'm going to take that password protection off once I get this coin underway. So you'll be able to download and burn that coin. It's getting blurry. Internet feed looks healthy. Maybe just a hiccup. Let's see. Also in the description down below is a link to my Patreon. Now, I'm not asking you to join and pay. I'm not asking for money. But I have a group buy going on for 40 millimeter coins. It's for free and paid Patreon members. So you can join for free, and you'll see the group buy post, and you can get in on that group buy if you want. So go ahead and check that out. It's for 40 millimeter coins with a case, brass. And it's probably, I'm going to guess it's my internet coming in and out. it's been pretty rock solid here lately, so hopefully it fixes itself. See, I got distracted. Oh, and the third thing that's in the description is the link to the Sharks with Lasers Patreon. He has files available to his paid Patreons or paid patrons, and then I think he does give some files to the free memberships, but you can go and check Sharks with Lasers out. He makes all kinds of really awesome 3D grayscales. Once you see how this one turns out, you'll understand why his Patreon is getting pretty popular. But he has generously created this specific image for this video and offered it to everyone for free. So go to my website and you can download it. I think that's all the housekeeping out of the way. I think. So let's just go to Lightburn. So you saw this coin. And here's my image. I did not have to put a mask on this image. It came in already as a circular PNG file. Only thing I did was I shrunk it down to 88.9 millimeters. Which the cool thing about Lightburn, if you didn't know, let's make this circle bigger. If I go up here and type 3.5 inches, it will automatically do the math for you and convert it. So then to frame this coin up, I want this in the center, and then I'm just going to frame off of my red framing circle. But to make it even easier, I'm actually going to burn this circle. Let me convert it to a layer as a line, and let's make it like 2080 frequency. I'm just going to run this as a line real quick, right on this spare aluminum plate that I have. Now I know exactly where to line up this coin. So I'll run it again. There we go. I got a nice line. If you don't have a big, heavy aluminum plate, you'll want to fasten it down to make sure it doesn't scoot around while you're lighting your coin up. Probably terrible. I have glare and I forgot to put my reading glasses on. Yeah, that looks off according to the camera. I'm going to eyeball it with the red dot anyway. Yeah, that's way off. You see that glare that would be on the bottom of the screen? It's covering up my line so I can't see it. And I have cameras in the way so I can't reach my eyeballs behind to line it up. I think that was the wrong way anyway. All right. Make sure I'm focused. I need to drop my focus in. I'm going to focus about halfway through the coin. I don't have to do any focus adjustments while it's burning since it's such a long burn. And I do want to make sure that my graphic falls off of the coin. So what I'm going to do is increase the size, probably by a millimeter to start. Because when I show you what this graphic looks like, you'll see why we want the white edge of this graphic to be hitting on the outer edges of the outer part of the scalloped edge. So it does engrave some of that away. Otherwise, you'd have an engraved inset and have those little spiky things sticking up. I'm going to frame it at 90. So now we're getting pretty close. You can see it on there where it's hitting just the outer edge of the scallops. I want to go one more millimeter, so 91.9. All right. And now it's hitting fairly consistently around the whole thing. All right, now that red light is just hitting the very edges of most of those scallops all the way around. So that should line it up. Let me go back to Lightburn and show you. Now what I want to do, this was my framing circle. I'm going to change that back to blue. And I'm going to make my graphic. Just go outside of that. That way I make sure that this white edge or the light color edge of this graphic falls off of the edge. Since we don't have, with your typical coin, that defined line, inner line on the inside that's milled out or pressed out, or a guide to go by, if this engraved does not go off the edge of those scallop parts of the wheel, it will leave little pieces that stick up and end up jagged, and they won't look good. If you follow what I'm saying. If anybody has any questions, let me know. Make sure I explained that correctly. Let's see. I'm going to check for questions right now. My coins come out fine in regards to ablation, but they are pretty dark. You've tried tumbling. Do you run any cleaning passes or any polishing passes after your coin is finished to help lighten it up? If it's turning very black, you might need to open up your line spacing on your engraves or back off on your power a little bit. I would probably open your line spacing up, and that will help lighten the engrave up. For example, I'm going to be using a 200 millimeter lens, and I'll run a 0.032 line space. All right, Jeff. Is that Jeff that had this important question? Yes. How heavy is that coin? Can it be a paperweight? Absolutely, it can. And I do have a second one. Second coin. Scale. Let me zero this out. $281 grams. So 2.2 pounds in a kilogram. Math is hard. Let's see. My phone's not wanting to work. Anyway, 281 grams. So nice and heavy. And let's see. Now I want to show you my image adjustment. So we have the engrave that's going to fall off the edges, which is what we want. Now we can go to adjust image. It's going to be 3D slice. I know my line interval is going to be well, dang, that's not good. Let's try this again. And this is why I like to frame from the center. So center of the workspace, that is. So always hit P, select your graphic or image and hit P, and it'll put it in the exact center of your workspace. That way, if something happens and it crashes, you can always open Lightburn back up, hit P, and it will be exactly where you had it framed up. Since we haven't started this engrave, it's not as big of a deal, but it's a good habit to get into. Let me try something different here. Let me go to my brass. Wrong one. Went through this Sunday night. My library's a mess. Let me assign this first. Now let me go to adjust image. Okay, it's already in 3D slice mode. 0.032 is what I run on a 200 lens. The 0.02 setting was for the 110 lens that I have. Now we want to make any adjustments to this image that we see fit. It will adjust the depth of each of the layers. So with grayscale, white means it's going to be higher. Dark means it's going to be lower. So if we start messing with the gamma, either way, you'll see how it starts separating out the lights and the darks. So we were at 1 with the image this way. If we wanted these branches to actually have a little more depth to them, we could lower the gamma. If we want the whole image to have a little less depth to it, then you could increase the brightness. When you start increasing that, you see all the whites getting whiter, but then you start to lose detail. And then contrast, you just get more separation between the lights and the darks. I normally don't like to mess with contrast too much. You can really see contrast having an effect around the edge. So let me do that again. As I lower contrast, it starts blending in a little more. But Jeremiah did a good job on this image, so I don't want to mess around with it too much. And I want to see exactly how it turns out from him. I do want these branches to have a little bit more depth, so I am going to leave that gamma right there. Other than that, I'm not going to adjust anything else. I'm going to run my usual enhance radius of 5 and amount of 20. It's just a setting I found that I like, so I always use that. You can just play around with it and see what gets you the best results. So at this point, I'm just going to hit OK. Our image is adjusted. Make sure my settings are good. For my 120 watt, this is actually was my 80 watt setting. I need to adjust the speed to 8,000. My frequency needs to be 100. And let's see. I want to enable a cleanup pass. And something that's new, this is the beta of Lightburn that I have. I'm not sure if it's in the release version yet, but there's now a clean whole image checkbox. So not only can you have it auto rotate, you can clean the whole image, which means instead of the cleaning pass just running the next slice that's in order, it will actually run a pass over the whole entire image. So we're going to enable that so we can just run the whole image. I'm going to run my usual cleaning pass, speed of 3000, power of 40, frequency of 80, Q pulse, I'm going to leave that at 200. My interval is going to be the same for my 200 lens, 0.032. Angle doesn't really matter. Start at 22. We're going to clean it probably after, let's see, if we're on 512, we'll pick an even number. Let's go with 24 passes. It's an arbitrary number. You can pick whatever you like. And the angle increment doesn't matter as long as it's an odd number. So I'm going to run that at 37. I'm going to have it do a crosshatch. That way we actually get 2 cleaning passes every 24 passes. I'm going to go back to the 3D slice. This is all correct. Number of passes. I want this to be a nice deep engraving. We have an epic coin, so it needs to be an epic engrave. So I'm going to take the shades of gray, which there are 256, and I'm going to double it. So each slice will have 2 passes ran. So it's going to be 512, and we're going to be looking at a really long engrave. The next thing I want to do is save. File, save as. Okay. This is good. Laser projects, 3D engraving, and then we'll call this Wings Bird. The very official title, Wings Bird Livestream. And this should be ready to go. If we want, we can run a preview and see what it estimates the, sorry, I was looking at the comments, what it estimates the time to be. It's going to take a little bit. Aloha. How's it going, Clayton and Laser of Love? And somebody else popped in that I wanted to mention. Did I already get them? Oh, it was Laser of Love. Awesome. When you have an image this big and 512 passes, it takes a while for Lightburn to run through and calculate every slice. So that's normal. So if this happens to you and you think it's hung, just be patient. As long as everything's still kind of moving and flashing around, you should be good to go. I say should because nothing is certain. There are no guarantees. So while that's getting ready to do the preview, oh, there it is. All right, this is estimating about 5.5 hours. You want to cut that time down? Obviously, you can use a smaller coin, or you can run a normal 256 passes, so that would cut the time in half. But I'm not about saving time on this one, so it's going to run that way. but I will not be here, excuse me, until 1 a.m. I can guarantee you that. All right. Any questions about Lightburn, setting this up, and getting ready to run this epic coin? While you're thinking of your questions, I'm going to see if I can catch Jeremy picking his nose. Nope, we didn't get him.
You missed it by that much.
Darn. Well, if you guys don't know, this is Jeremy from HTL Customs, who's 1/3 of the Laser Makers realm, along with myself and Rich, the LA Hobby Guy. Jeremy created the They Call Me Papa video that you saw in the intro. So I did borrow that from him, so I want to make sure I gave him credit. And yeah, I think we're ready to get this started.
Yeah. I was just in the process of writing another song for Vacation Bible School.
Oh, nice. Well,
I got a bunch of LED light up signs. Oh, go ahead.
LED light up signs? That sounds good.
Yeah.
Well, we are lined up. I have 2 camera angles ready. There's 1. Here's 2. And if we don't have any questions, I'm going to hit start and we're going to get this coin underway.
Feel free to put me back in the background if you want. I'll keep working and listening and watching the chat. And
that's pretty much what I want to do. I want to have this coin up on screen. We can always do a picture-in-picture if needed, but I do want to make sure I get the whole, or at least most of the engraving of this coin. Because it's going to be epic. All right, I'm going to hit start. It's going to rasterize again and then start burning.
That is a very large coin.
Yeah, it is. I've done one before. If I can find a picture, I'll pop it up on screen. But it turned out great. But it was a vector that I did and converted to 8 different layers. So I had 8 different vector layers on this big coin, and it took hours to run. And then I shaded each layer differently with the laser. That way I didn't have to polish it or do anything. And boom. Turned out great.
That's pretty much it, Jerry. You burn, we learn, he said.
I'm trying.
Ain't that the truth?
All right, let's see. We got to be getting close. We don't want to miss the beginning.
I'm going to have to come up with some dramatic music.
Or a drum roll or something like that.
Some epic dramatic music leading up where the hero gets his butt kicked for 25 minutes before he just offs the bad guy, which he never does, which he should.
Jay Bake says, just to be safe, he's wearing his laser safety glasses.
What are those?
All right, and what I'm wanting to look for in this first pass is make sure that it is falling off the edge of the coin. And it looks like from our scan angle where it's angling out, it is falling off the edge. That'll also tell me how misframed I am.
You got little feathers in there, it looks like. Or leaves to the branches already.
Yep, that looks like a feather.
They're asking what happened to the password.
Yep, I said I was going to remove it as soon as this coin started burning. That way I could do that stuff off camera.
We got you, Brandon. Don't worry about it.
I'm going to remove the password and increase the price. I'm going to double the price. So be prepared for the price to double.
Inflation. Yeah, I mean, you got to account for that stuff,
Oh,
right?
yeah. Heck yeah. In this economy, yeah, you got to charge more. Yeah, and these passes take a while just because of the surface area. Let's check in on the other camera angle. A little different perspective. Let me close the aperture a little bit.
You're running the 120 watt, aren't you?
Yes. It is the 120.
What lens?
200.
So basically for us 60 watters, that's like a 150, 175 lens, power-wise.
Which camera angle do you prefer?
The other one.
This was number 2, and that is number 1.
Yeah, that one's not quite so glary.
Yeah, I might have to work on the other one. Adjust it around a little bit. All right, let me get back to my product edit. And just like that, the password should be removed. Yep, it's good to go. All clear to download this image. You could download it and run it on a regular point and be done before this gets halfway through. I'm going to adjust the focus on this camera real quick. Somebody's calling me.
Oh,
Suspected
Mike's
spam,
mortuary.
of
You
course.
stab him, we stab him.
So this is a 120 watt JPT.
Looks like they're learning stuff. They're putting a 1 in the chat.
Ha.
That's funny.
Let's see who's keeping. Okay, J-Bake. How many passes are left? Are you keeping track of those?
I ran out of fingers.
Yeah, no doubt. There are as many passes left as many push-ups Chuck Norris can do. That would be all of them. The last coin I did, I ended up charging $150, but it was for a nonprofit. Otherwise, I would have charged more. And it's the only one that I've done of this size. Yeah, just like free shipping. I don't know why shipping's popping up. You would think WooCommerce would be smart enough to know that if it's a downloadable product only, you won't charge shipping. I'll fix that. Shipping. Oh my gosh. Free. Update. Okay, that's fixed now too. Hey, shipping is based on weight, and this is a heavy coin, so of course it's going to be $5.
Yeah, 528 to be exact.
Yeah, 10 ounces on the USPS Ground Advantage normally is right around $4 to $6. So, depending on where you're at, $5 might be undercutting the shipping costs. I was wondering how soon we'd see the cleaning pass. Because it'll actually be running slower, less than half the speed of the engraving passes. Anyone have any more questions at the moment? If not, I might take a nap.
I'm trying to get my lyrics down so that these little kids can understand it and it be fun.
That's probably challenging. What age are they?
I'm guessing probably 5th grade and up, maybe a little younger.
Okay, gotcha. Jerry's asking, how do you run a cleaning pass as a last pass? You remember that circle that I made in Lightburn that I used to frame it up with? And I also used to draw the line. Change that into your cleaning pass settings.
Shut the door.
See if you just change that circle to your cleaning pass settings and then run that over top of it. That's how I run my polishing passes.
The what one?
Shower head on the hose, it broke in half.
Well, then you're just going to make sure you turn the water off right away.
No, but we don't have a way to. We don't have a way to water non-scarred it.
Where's the other one? The green one that I had on it before. We'll find that one.
That one is broken. The handle on it is broken. That's why we got a new shower.
Are you supposed to be watering the garden right now? Put your thumb over the end of it and make it spray.
So what I do at the end is I manually run several different passes. I'll run a deep cleaning pass that really gets all the soot and black out of it. Then I'll run a couple of different polishing passes and get it looking fairly shiny. and then I'll figure out if I want to run any shading passes or anything like that. Sometimes with shading pass, I'll run the actual image in grayscale. That way it's giving more power to either inverted or non-inverted. It just depends on the artwork. But if you run it in grayscale, you're going to be able to identify what pixels are getting the most power, whether it's your lightest ones or your darkest ones. And then you can do that to add some additional shading to the coin and bring out some more details.
Yep, sorry about that, guys. I did turn my mic off, but apparently the button don't work.
I hit the mute.
Thank you. It's blue when it's on, and it was red when I hit the buttons, and I thought it was off. So
Yeah, I must be having some internet issues because I just noticed the little Wi-Fi thing up there, like my connection was slow.
yeah, it's pixelated and breaking up and stopping every once in a while.
I apologize. Well, I could always go reboot the internet modem. That wouldn't be good when you got a 5-hour stream plan.
Yeah. 3D print a hose nozzle.
All right, here comes
they
the cleaning pass.
make them so they lasted more than a week and a half. Probably be all right.
Then the cleaning pass, running it helps knock some of that soot and black off of there. Hello, Jack. I forgot Jack was in the comments. Edward, good to see you. Look at that buildup of brass dust moving across the coin. It's like a wave. I need to have higher airflow on than my 2 fans for this big coin. Two streams going. Nice. Well, thanks for joining this one. And you're welcome for the file. T-Man, I'm just running 2 AC Infinity fans at the moment. I don't have my air assist on with that runs off of my compressor, just because of the noise, the background noise it generates on a live stream. But there is air blowing across the coins. I can show you exactly how having even the AC Infinity fans versus no air causes the coin to react to the laser. Yeah. See if this is pronounced enough to see. I don't know if you can see that. I'm kind of putting the fans in front of it and then moving them out of the way. There's fan. See, no fan. Fan. No fan. I can see it here. I just don't know if I. These are what I have running. Just out of camera.
Yeah, Edward, fiber lasers are completely different than a diode, for sure. I cut my teeth on a fiber laser. For the first 2.5 years of having them, I didn't even have any other laser than a fiber laser.
Well, I guess that's cheaper than going to the dentist.
Yeah. And I'm a woodworker by trade, and I love having me some diodes now.
Diodes are amazing. I remember back when I was at Laser Everything, and you know, I keep saying you need to do diodes. You need diodes. I just got made fun of. Made fun of for saying we need diodes. All right, I changed the other camera angle. It's still not as good as the other one. Is it possible to do a 3D image on a slate coaster with a diode? It would be possible. It's just going to take a little while. Because you can do a 3D image on wood. You can also do it on slate. Dust collection, yes. I do have my 8-inch centrifugal fan running. I'm sorry for the choppiness. Wonder if I switch my network. I might drop for a second, but it should come right back. I could try it. And I'm already wishing I would have made the image turn the brightness down maybe to -1, perhaps -2. I would just like to have seen a little more depth come out of these little flourishes on the around the circle.
Okay,
Jeremy,
I just
there's
got back to my. I'm reading it.
question for you. Have you ever been able to locate a good red color? I can get like a nice pink, but I cannot find the red in any of my tests.
Yeah, it's the closest I've gotten was on my 220 and my 300 lens. And then I was doing something with Jim the other day, and on stainless steel, my what is that material test I was doing? I thought I had my good black setting on for my letters and numbers, all my descriptions, and it came out red. So I don't even know. I have no idea. I'm missing something, and whenever I get a hair up my butt about it again, I'll go after it. But at this point, I don't need it, so I'm not giving myself a headache.
All right, you're gonna see a hiccup, but it's on purpose. And we're back, and it doesn't look any different.
Nope.
I could pop you up on screen and go reboot my modem, and then as soon as it connects and reboots, I'd be right back.
Go for it. I'm digging into some stuff over off camera, but I'll be back in a second.
I'll wait till you're back.
I found it. I'm back.
Well, that was fast.
Yeah. You know me, I try.
Very good. Let's see. Let's go to double layout. Then I'm going to switch my Wi-Fi back, and then go reboot, and I'll be back. Might as well get this fixed since I do have a long screen planned for the rest of this.
Jay Bake, you got some pen and paper down? That's as close to the red as I got so far, and I'd give you those numbers right quick, see if you can do something about it. I'll wait for you to respond before I start talking. All right. I believe this was with my 220 lens, so if you don't have one, you're going to have to make some adjustments. So speed is 439. I do not have controls of this, Jerry. I am a visitor and a guest. All right. Sorry, my girls are in and out, trying to tell me stuff. Speed 439, power 22, Q pulse of 63, 005 on the interval. And then you can change that to 0067. Oh, yeah. HD, baby.
Sweet. Guess it was good to go ahead and reboot the modem now rather than make people suffer for another 5 hours.
Sweet.
Did give me an opportunity to grab some tortilla soup that my wife made, which is actually really good.
Well, my wife is gone. My oldest daughter that's still home is gone. They went down to the Creation Museum in Kentucky for 3-4 days. So The little ones wanted macaroni and cheese, so I made that and threw some hot pepper flakes in it before I came out here just to tide me over.
Well, hot pepper flakes sounds good.
Mm-hmm. I love that in my mac and cheese if I have to eat it.
I'm glad Lightburn's coming along. Wonder what that error was on the first time.
I don't know.
Yeah, I just rhetorical. I don't know either.
T-Man, that's a rough question. I guess I would probably make sure you have a client base and repeatable business before you drop coin on something like this. I mean, they're getting a lot more reasonable now, so you could get into like a 30-watt MOPA. Well, Patrick can tell you about pricing and different stuff like that a lot better than I can now, but I bought mine with my holster business so I could tag all my stuff, so it was kind of involved in my other business already, and I shut that down now, and I'm just strictly lasers. So
You still have all your holster making gear?
it's all packed away now. Yeah, it's all here, just all in boxes and put away. Because what you saw behind me was the whole setup where it all used to be.
Yeah, yep, that's right. Now, are you selling all the gear?
Yeah, I had two people interested in buying like the whole kit and caboodle, but they backed out, and then one guy just keeps calling me like every month to see how far down in price I'm going to go.
Basically, what I'm getting at is if anybody's interested in buying supplies to start a holster business, Jeremy's your guy.
Oh, yeah. Yep. I got 40, 50 molds, vac molds, some homemade, some not. 3 years of custom blocking and I mean, it's all here. I got tons and tons of stuff.
Yeah, I normally just recommend that your first fiber laser, wait, save up for it. If you can't afford it, go with the 50 watt at least for your first one.
Well, we went to a couple of places. One of them was here in Michigan over by where BZ Rad's at. And Brad, I think is his name. And they wanted for a 20 watt enclosed or even open laser with a stand, 8 hours of training and stuff. And it looked exactly like what I have in a 60 watt MOPA, but it was a 20 watt. They wanted like 18.5. I'm just like, what?
That's insane.
Yeah, they put a few panels of their own color on it and give it a nice paint job. And I actually, when I went over there, had to tell the guy, without even knowing anything about him, just from 6 to 8 months of watching YouTube videos and learning from you and from a couple other people that I was watching, I actually had to tell him how to mark Kydex because I took some holsters with me.
Haha. I like this comment.
Yeah. No, actually, I gave him a really good deal because he's one of the only stores that was consistently buying 20, 30 holsters at a time from me. So it was kind of he wanted to put it in his business, and I thought maybe that would be a good way to go with it, but he's just not doing this. He's just not doing it right. So. Yeah, they were in demand during COVID when the building industry shut down for me. From what I was doing, I decided to stay home and move into the shop instead of having to deal with all the PPE and the OSHA idiots coming around. telling me I had to wash my tools before I handed it to another guy before he had to wash it before I handed it back to me. Yes, Brandon, I did. I just remodeled my shop, moved into here, and started doing holsters. So, and then all the government money, people were buying guns left and right, and they needed holsters for them. So it was a pretty good gig for a couple of years.
I like that you can follow the line of material being removed.
Yeah, I was just watching that.
It's that beams going back and forth across.
I was supposed to be writing a song, but I'm watching your laser.
Yeah, I'm watching it too. It's still fun to watch. Yeah, there's other things I could be doing, but I'm sitting there staring at the screen.
Okay, I do have a question for you, Patrick. Why do you go in a squared pattern instead of offsetting it like 27 degrees every time you go around?
Because that is all Lightburn is set up to do. You can set the initial angle, and then it's just going to rotate 90 degrees. So if you set it at 0, it's going to go 0, 90, 0, 90, 0, 90.
Yeah, but isn't there a button you click for incremental around it? I use that, and it works for me.
Not on 3D Slice.
Oh, okay, on 3D Slice. Gotcha. Brandon, they're made of Kydex. If you go to my Facebook page, HTL Customs, and you go way back in the beginning, if you can get back that far, you'll see where I posted all my holsters up.
That's why I made sure the cleaning passes weren't close to the angle that it's running on the engraving passes.
Oh, gotcha. I also have videos on my YouTube channel in the early days of me making holsters.
Now, is that from back when you were wearing mesh shirts in the early days of holster making?
Oh, stop. I'm still not talking to my wife because of that.
Oh, that's funny. I couldn't resist. It was wide open there.
Yeah. No, that was my early days. My carefree. Don't care. Well, I'm still there. I really don't care what you think of me. So
you just care more about what you think of yourself. That you wouldn't wear a mesh shirt.
Yeah, the dad bod pokes out a little too much now.
Yeah, I feel your pain.
Oh, sorry, it's called pulling weight.
All right, I have run some numbers and some calculations, and it looks like we still have a crap load of passes to go. Not the most scientific analysis, but it'll do.
Okay, Kydex is a thermoplastic acrylic polyvinyl chloride, PVC alloy, made up of a bunch of weird names that I'm not going to be able to pronounce because I don't feel like it. But they have mixed in it heat stabilizers, impact modifiers, and lubricants. And that is why you can heat it up to 350 degrees in an oven and then put it in. I made a homemade press for it, a foam press that adds about 600-800 pounds of pressure on it. And then it comes out, and then the guns still slide in and out nice and smooth when it's done. So yeah, that's what Kydex is. Thank you, Google. Didn't have a mullet.
I cannot start over from the beginning. However, you can rewind and go back and maybe play at double speed, and you'll get caught up before this is done.
If you go back into Patrick's videos, he sent me a knife to engrave, and I made him a sheath for that knife, and then I lasered the Kydex my own pattern before I pressed it, put it in the heat and pressed it. It changed the color a little bit, but it still turned out pretty stinking sweet.
Yeah, it looks good. It still looks good.
That's kind of where the name frequency of our podcast came from too.
I've been letting my hair grow because my son had challenged me to grow a mullet. So I thought I might give it a try, but I'm getting to the point where I need to shave my head.
I literally
take it
just
much
shaved.
longer.
I literally just shaved. I trimmed my beard, mustache, and just shaved it all down as close as the trimmers would get, and then buzzed my head the same distance because it's so hot, can't stand it.
T-Man, what you are seeing, it does look like the edge is off somewhat. However, that is based on the levels of grayscale around the perimeter of the coin. The top edge is darker, so it's not. It's going to keep running more passes at the top than it is around the rest of it. So until it gets to the point where it starts leaving material there on the edge, it's going to give it a look like it's off. If that makes sense. Download that image and take a look at it, and you'll see where it's darker at the top on the outer perimeter. I can, you know what? I can pop it up and show it here real quick. Back over here. So if you look in this area where it's considerably darker than down here, it's still burning these layers off until it gets to that level of gray. So pretty soon it'll start blending in, and then you'll see the whole outer perimeter fill in. So T-Man asked, might be the camera angle, but the upper left corner edge looks off somewhat. So that's what I was explaining there. I forgot to pop that up. Ed, I'm streaming on the LaserMaker Realm channel and my channel. And I don't know where most of the people are. I haven't looked at the individual destinations, but that's why I try to pop those comments up when I'm addressing one, and I forgot to that time. There's already a pretty substantial pile of brass dust at the top edge of that coin, as you can see there. That's just what happens with 3D slicing, Ed. There's no way to fix that. However, running the cleaning passes, since they're now available in Lightburn at regular intervals during the burn helps, and then just having your settings dialed in with cleaning passes at the end gets rid of all those lines. And I think my preview calculation was off. I think this is going to be more like the 6 hours, maybe even longer. I figure everybody would want to see. Ed's asking about that he wanted to see the clean and polish passes. And I'm thinking since this is going to take so long, I'll just end up going to bed, let it run, let it finish. And then tomorrow, I'll either do another live stream and finish it up, or I'll just record it and upload it. That way you guys can see the finished result. So you won't feel like you invest all this time watching this part of the video and then you don't get to see the end. So no, that would be frustrating. So if that sounds like a good idea, let me know in the comments. And would you prefer live or recorded? I could do either.
I didn't hear you. Did you? John asked what laser you were using. And you answered him.
Okay. I'll record it and just it'll be a short video. I'll record exactly what settings are run, and then you can get the full experience. That way nobody will miss out on that. I'm running a 120 watt with a 200 millimeter lens. I think you can live stream up to 24 hours. So I'm just going to let it live stream, I think, overnight. Hopefully everything goes well. And then if I have to wake up in the middle of the night to go pee, which normally happens, it's fun being diabetic. I'll check on it, but I'll just let it run and then shut it down once I wake up.
Hey, it'll give them guys overseas something to watch when they're having their coffee in the morning.
Well, and after you shut the live stream down and it processes it, you can go back and edit your live stream. So I can cut the part out that's at the end where nothing's happening, and then just leave the live stream up, and it'll work out fine in the end.
My wife doesn't appreciate my humor. She posted a picture of where she was eating dinner at, and everybody was like, "It's Cracker Barrel," and I'm like, "Racist." Whatever. I thought it was funny.
That's always a kick in the gut when your wife doesn't appreciate your sense of humor.
I don't know. I got to get out of here, though. The girls are banging at the door. I guess they're having trouble putting chickens away or something. They need my help. So have fun, guys. See you later. It was kind of cool hanging out for a few minutes anyway. So I can't wait to see what this thing's going to look like tomorrow.
Well, thanks for hanging out, Jeremy, and we'll see you later.
All right. I'm out.
Cleaning passes are bringing out the detail in the feathers. Now, you guys saw me set that cleaning pass to crosshatch, correct? I did, but it's not doing a crosshatch cleaning pass. I'll have to report that as a bug to the Lightburn email portal. Yes, you can with the 30 watt. You're just going to be running much slower. Trying to get my camera to cooperate and maybe get a little bit more of the coin in focus, but it's not fun. So I'll make sure it at least keeps the center. Ed's talking about making a leather branding stamp. Is it going to be like for embossing, or are you actually heating it up and branding the leather like a branding iron would? Gotcha. Both. So if you've downloaded that image that I'm currently burning, you can follow along with the progress just by seeing where the laser is actually hitting and where it's not. And then you look at the image and you'll see exactly which layer of grayscale that it's completed. So it completes the lighter layers first and then works its way down to the darker layers. And kind of what I'm following along with right now is the inside of those flourishes on the outer edge of the coin. They're at a darker gray level, and I'm just kind of following along to see once it starts skipping those points. Thanks for stopping by, Jim. I appreciate it. And it is 9:30. I'm probably going to walk away now and let this run. You guys can keep watching, and I'll pop into the comments every little bit, and I'll just reply in the comments. I'm going to turn the microphone over to the laser, and you can just watch it run and listen to it. And I will see you in the comments shortly. But thank you, everyone, for joining. I appreciate it. And if I don't see you, hopefully you have a great evening. But like I said, I'll be in the comments hanging out with you. All right, that body level should be a little better. And thanks, Gary. That's a great idea. Gary said pin a post to let people know later this time. Good call, sir. Good call.